forgot my scissors. You want to use good scissors. Make sure they're sharp. Fleece dulls scissors like crazy. Alright. That was the nose. Going up the side. That one had a nice line. Didn't have to fold it. Okay. You see, that's too short to use anymore. So, on to the next piece. Always make sure when you... Hope that's enough. I may have to get a third one. This one's been used. We'll see. Anyway, where was I? Make sure you use this. Do the big piece parts with a fresh piece of fleece, unless you measure it, actually measure it against the distance. Coming all the way to the end and find your short an inch. It's happened to me. Don't let it happen to you. It's not fun picking out all the stitches so you can change to another strip. Also, if you want to use different fleece, feel free. I include in it. I include it in the kit so you don't have to go out shopping, but that doesn't mean you have to stick with what I give you. Most people buy the kits buy the kits because they can't find the mesh. At least not for a good price. You can now find it on Amazon, but beware of the price. And when you buy it on Amazon, make sure you're buying the wide mesh. The ones that have the bigger holes, like what Farnham has. Because you can't tell for sure by most of their pictures if you can see through it. You can see through this. See how you can tell what you can see the fleece through the bottom? But you can't always tell by the pictures, and they do sell some that are just impossible for a horse to see clear enough to be safe. If you have a blind horse, doesn't matter, but if you don't want to make them blind. Oh. This is why I say measure first, right? Okay. Most of the times I try to pick it out, but in this case, I'm not. And this is my first trial run on the video, so this may not be a permanent video. We shall see. I normally don't do this, don't recommend it, but it is in an area which really can't be seen. It's under the horse. And covered by Velcro. Alright. Yes, sewing these masks are sometimes very frustrating. I see I made a mistake there. I forgot to switch it back to the wide darning. But it's not going to be seen, so no worries. Okay. Now normally you wouldn't have to tack on that little piece. I just have to pull up a piece that was partly used. So, my bad. You won't have that problem. Unless you forget to measure first on the big ones. Okay, we have attached our fleece. Next step, besides cutting threads, is the fold over part. Now usually you can see through where your fleece is on the other side. It's not necessary to exactly line up that, but make sure you have changed back to the straight stitch. That's why you start a little bit away, because if you don't, and you start off on the zigzag stitch, or the wavy stitch, or whatever stitch you're using, you may have to complete the whole area you're sewing with that stitch. In order for it to not look, oh, she changed stitches. Although since it's for your own mask, it really hardly matters as long as the horse doesn't care. Depends on what you like. And yes, it's that tedious. If you want to make sure. Do you pin it? No, you can. Most definitely can. I used to. I found it was more time consuming. It's just as easy to just fold it over as I go. Now you'll find sometimes you end up uneven. That really doesn't matter either. Again, horses don't care. As long as it's not totally obvious. Okay. Now this one I managed to sew close enough I don't have to trim. That won't be the case on the other side. On the others. The others are going to require trimming. Okay. I strongly suggest doing the brow section next. And do not go even. Fold it so it only is covering half the mesh. Now you'll notice there's a lot left over. You're going to have to trim that off. But if we didn't do that, you'd end up with crown pieces that, or pull pieces that are that big. Horse may like it. It looks like crap though. Pardon my French. Okay, onward. Now going around the corners. You have to stretch it a little. And when you get to the brow, you can start using more of the fleece. So it will look even between the bottom here and the top. Again, it's not an exact science. If you make a small mistake, don't panic. It'll still work. The most important thing is that your animal is comfortable and that it fits. Again, only cover half. All right. I'm going to cut these threads while I'm at it. Either now or never. Okay. These two while I'm at it. With your big scissors. Sorry, so much of this is off screen.